Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
And welcome to the Burger and Badass Show. We are back again to do like we do every Wednesday night, talk a little bit of college sports. This week we're going to talk about college basketball, but we have a lot to talk about before we get into that. But I have a question for you, Badass.
What's that?
When did Burger and Badass Show become Trap Beat approved?
I don't think that was Trap Beats. That was Fat Joe. That's more like Fat Beats.
That was close.
Yeah, but hey, you know, every once in a while, you know, it gets stuck in your head. You got to get it out somehow.
So I actually wanted to start the show. We got to start the show actually on a sad note, and I hate starting the show off on a sad note because, you know, kind of weighs the show down right in the beginning, but I figured we might as well go ahead and get it right out of the way. Big story this week. Legendary 80s wrestler, Hall of Famer for WWE, Jimmy the Superfly Snuka has passed away at the age of 73.
Yeah, Superfly has actually gone away, man. He's another legend, you know, gone.
I mean, Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper in the last couple of years, I mean, it just, they're going left and right.
I know, and you know, it's actually amazing because a lot of people would tell you they probably didn't expect them to last as long as they did.
No, not really. I mean, look at the sport they're in, how much they put in their body into.
I mean, that's for all you people out there who say it's fake. Well, no shit. But I would like to see you go off the top of a ladder into a table, staged or not. I'd like to see you do that because I bet you a lot of you tough guy motherfuckers out there would not be so fast to do that. So just before you go talking shit, you know, these dudes break their fucking bodies. And I mean, there's certain times where they get split open and they bleed everywhere. In fact, I remember a match before I quit watching wrestling. Chris Jericho was in a match with Eddie Guerrero and he split him open with a chair. And it wasn't no fake split. There was blood everywhere. I mean, they even had to like put a TVMA on it because there was blood on the mat like it was a UFC fight night. Do you remember this match?
I do remember the match, and there was actually another one too. It was I want to say it was a Money in the Bank match, or it might have been a tag team table ladder chairs match. I'm not sure which one it was, but anyway, Joey Mercury was in the ring, and Matt or Jeff Hardy jumped on the end of the ladder. And it came up, and it was supposed to make it look like it hit him in the face.
But it did hit him.
But it actually hit him in the face and broke his nose. And when they have a shot of when he like came up, and his whole face was just like, front of him was just bloody. It was nasty. Like, it was real nasty. I was like, holy shit. His eyes were already starting to blacken. That's how bad it was. And you could tell, like, he was hurt bad. Like, it busted him open.
That's what I mean, we sit here and actually wax poetic on it, but I'm telling you people, there's a reason why that shit's actually popular.
I mean, I got another one for you. How about you get on top of a cage, 20 feet in the air, and you get thrown off into a little table.
And not only that, get thrown off the motherfucker once, get thrown through it again.
Yes.
I mean, all y'all people out there who are big, fat, you know, badasses like myself out here, you know, with them big old balls, I mean, are you really going to go off the top of that sumbitch? I mean, you going to do it?
I mean, Shane McMahon jumped off the top of it against The Undertaker.
That's what I'm saying, man. It takes a special kind of person to do. I mean, that's real show business for you. I hate to tell it, but there's a reason why they pack them arenas, man.
And that's the son of the owner of the corporation.
Correct.
Shane McMahon.
Sadly, we better watch out because it could be him next. He's getting up there, man. Vince ain't no spring chicken no more.
Oh, man, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to do real quick before we get started into the show is WWE Raw has been known for their tributes to a lot of the guys that passed away that were some of the big 80s wrestlers. And they did a really, really nice tribute that I wanted to play for you guys. So here it is in its entirety. It's about 2 minutes long, but it's very special. You can hear a lot of the wrestlers talking about, you know, how Jimmy influenced their career. So here it is.
this business is never gonna change me. Extraordinary ovation for an extraordinary athlete. Just listening to the sound of the crowd, brother, it was the sweetest thing for me.
Wow. Talk about somebody who has passion. I mean, you feel it.
People just love Jimmy Snuka. To this day, people talk about Jimmy Snuka and that top rope splash.
He just did everything completely different than anybody else. He was the quintessential high flyer.
When I got onto the top of that cage, brother, that was my whole life right there. I get goosebumps now thinking about it. And if there was one driving force throughout my career, it was that moment. The kids went from wanting to be Bob Backlund to wanting to be Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah, that was the tribute they played on Monday night. Kind of hard not to get choked up after that.
I mean, they really love the man. It's obvious.
I mean, I remember sitting there watching as a kid, watching with my dad, and even in my room on Saturday nights when I was on real late at night, 11 o'clock on Channel 16 WBOC. I remember watching it in my room with the lights off. And I remember watching Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Hulk Hogan,
San Martino,
Rod Piper,
Andre the Giant,
Randy Savage,
Bob Backlund.
I mean, list goes on and on.
Ricky the Dragon, right?
Junkyard Dog.
Like the legends of the true legends, the guys that laid the foundation for all the guys we watched in the Attitude Era. No shit.
And now it's getting to the point now where, a lot of those legends are starting to go.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of depressing, but, you also understand that that's their life. I mean, if you had to ask them if they wanted to do it all over again, they'd probably tell you hell yeah, because they loved every minute of it.
I mean, you ask Dusty Rhodes, I know he would say hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That polka dot wearing son of a bitch, yeah.
Man, I love Dusty. I watched a tribute of his Monday Night Raw thing the other day. Got choked up again because it was beautiful.
I tell you what, I don't know about his fucking son, Gold Dust, fucking Fag Dust or whatever, but yeah. I'm sorry, but that whole rubbing yourself and nah, man.
And your gold pants and talking kind of weird.
You and your Stardust, all that weird. Y'all just cut that shit out. Well, actually, don't cut it out. It's entertaining.
Gold Dust.
Yeah, that shit. God.
Man, but I'm telling you, it makes you wonder, who's next? Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair?
There's a lot of guys up. I mean, it could be,
Vince McMahon. I mean, you said it earlier, Vince McMahon. I mean, he's not a spring chicken anymore.
No, I mean, what about, man, I can't remember the guy's name now. What about Jake the Snake? Is he actually doing better?
He's actually doing better. He's on that DDP yoga thing.
So he's on that fucking
Him and Scott Hall, they're, living with DDP right now.
If they're with him, man, there ain't no bullshit happening.
No,
man don't play.
I watched the Jake Snake thing they had on him. It was really good. It was like a documentary where he got into the DDP yoga and everything, and he may have struggles and everything. Really amazing thing to watch. If you want to watch something that's really good, watch the Jake the Snake story because it's really, really good. And it shows how it gets in with DDP and doing the DDP yoga and all that and staying with him
clean.
And living clean and not doing right and not, messing up. And, when you do mess up, you man up to what you did.
Yeah, and you don't sit there and hide, accept it.
No, not at all. But I mean, man, I just, you see it happens, a lot. You start seeing one wrestler go and then a couple weeks later, another one will go and then a month might pass and then another one will go. You're just like, man, legends are just going, and they're going quick.
It is depressing, but
It's in life. I mean,
it is. I mean,
you live and you die.
I will say they drop quicker than a lot of other sports guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's crazy. You hear about these dudes dropping all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I don't know. They do put themselves through the hell.
And bad things. A lot of them would have to do with pills.
Yeah.
A lot of overdoses. A lot of suicides and stuff because they get on the pills and they get messed up in the head. And having the concussions and stuff and getting beaten in the head over and over again and going through tables and getting beat up and thrown into things. Your body just takes a toll on it. Having all the concussions and everything, it just messes you up.
Hey man, it's the life of the show business.
But let's go ahead and now move on to some really good news. And WWE just announced that they have inducted their first person into the 2017 WWE Hall of Fame. And it is no other than... Yes, it is true. It is true. Kurt Angle is now a WWE Hall of Famer. And I say, you know what? Congratulations, Kurt Angle. That is awesome. I'm glad you brought a lot to the sport in the late 90s and the early 2000s. And you brought a lot to the sport. And you moved on to TNA and did your thing over in TNA for a while. I know you got injured. You're looking to maybe come back and have a match, but you're not really sure if you can do it. But I would say if your neck can't hold up and the doctors say no, I would not do it because you don't need to come back and hurt yourself. You had a great career, and you know what? You're a Hall of Famer. Congratulations.
He's Mr. fucking wrestling, honestly. I mean, he did it for real and in show business. Like, he's a champion in both. Like, I mean, y'all can say what you want, but it's the truth. The man is a titleist in both real Olympic wrestling and show business wrestling. So, hats off to you, homeboy.
So yeah, that's the first one announced. Now I've heard some rumors on some of the other guys that might be inducted. DDP, guy we were just talking about.
Which he should get in.
IRS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna. And then I heard natural disasters.
Crickets.
Yeah, I mean, not a real great class so far, but I mean that's just rumored. They don't know yet on exactly who's gonna be inducted. They're still deciding, so...
I thought Taker was going in.
Taker's going in, but he has one more match, so he's not going to go in this year. I think he's going to go in next year, and he's going to be part of a big class. It's going to have The Undertaker in it. I think The Rock's going to be in it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's going to have a lot of star headline people of our generation when we watched wrestling in the 90s.
So it's going to be a big deal.
Big deal, yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
I think the New Age Outlaws are going to get inducted. Which is good. They deserve it.
It's going to be a star stud.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's good. Well, you know what? Good. Because those are all the guys that we grew up watching. We're like, dude, this is what makes this shit entertaining.
Yeah, they really, like, the 90s, I think, were the best part of the wrestling. I would go 90s, 80s, early 2000, and then the now stuff.
Agreed.
Wouldn't you say the same?
Yeah, because, I mean, really the best age of wrestling was the 80s and the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I love the Attitude. The Attitude Era was where and even had the War. The Monday Night War, which is great because I know I was one of those guys that I was flipping back and forth. During commercial breaks, I'd be like, oh, what's going on with WCW? All right, watch that a little bit. Go commercial. Oh, back to Monday Night Raw.
I mean, I just want to let people know that the WWE has done some very crazy shit for entertainment purposes. I mean, they've had Edge and Lita looking like they're fucking in a bed right there in the middle of a ring. They've had Big Boss Man hanging from a Hell in a Cell after a match with Undertaker. They have had Vince McMahon having Trish Stratus crawl around like a dog barking. I mean, these cats have done some really fucked shit. And you know what? I fucking salute you because goddamn it, someone has to do it.
How about DX? All their antics.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I mean, these dudes, they pushed the boundaries for TV. They were USA Network. I'm glad you let it happen when you did because I know by your standards now you would not ever let that shit happen again because y'all are some PC Nazis now. But God bless the Attitude Era because they really did break so many fucking rules.
They did. One time I want to talk about real quick before we move on. They had a DX that got banned from the building, and they were having an outdoor picnic. I don't know if you remember this or not. This might have been during the time you quit watching it, but they were having like an outdoor like barbecue, and Triple H and Trish Stratus were standing behind this counter, and they start talking, and all of a sudden they start like moaning and groaning and making noises like sex noises. And the next thing you know, like they get done, and they're gonna go to the production truck, and then out pops these two people from underneath the table. So I mean, stuff like that. It was just like, wow, like they allowed this. I mean, like they almost had
Triple
like
H dressed up as Kane and crawled into a casket and made love to what appeared to be a dead body. And
I remember that.
You remember how disgusting that
was horrible.
I
that
hooked
was
their
like
brains out. I mean, that
was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
seriously,
dude.
you're like, did that really just happen?
I mean, y'all set JR on fire.
I remember that too. That was horrible.
Y'all did some bad shit.
And then how about the whole screw job?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
They had
the
the Canadian-
boxing. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they had the. Oh god, that was horrible. The boxing was terrible. I was watching it the other night with you when we were standing here watching wrestling.
Did Bart Gunn knock everybody out?
Oh yeah, he was knocking people out.
And then he got to Hold on, did he fight Butterbean?
No, yeah, he did fight Butterbean.
Butterbean destroyed him.
Yeah, Butterbean knocked him the fuck out.
I think Butterbean could have knocked out Tyson if they were both in their prime. I don't know, dude. He hits too goddamn hard. He's too big.
Yeah, but I just think Mike Tyson would last longer.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know, because remember, Butterbean didn't have a neck. To get someone to knock out because you're getting concussed because their head's flapping back and forth, he ain't got no neck. How you gonna knock him out? He ain't got no neck.
See, I think
He's hitting
Tyson.
a potato.
I think Tyson would play the punch move Mayweather tactic.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't get hit by Butterbean, man. He hits too damn hard.
You gotta watch that now.
Look what happened in Knoxville. Knoxville got the shit knocked out of him playing around with him in a store.
Had to get
department store.
stitches. Had to get like 10 stitches in the back of his head.
I'm not lining up to get punched by Butterbean.
Hell no.
Not even right now. I don't give a shit if he's old and out of the game. I still ain't lining up to take no punch from Butterbean.
Or Tyson.
No, definitely not. Hell no, neither of them.
Now, if somebody said, I'll give you $1 million for Tyson to punch you in the face, I'd say, okay.
Oh yeah, because that's going to cover your medical costs.
And then some.
Not only that, you could actually say you took a punch from Tyson.
Yeah, that's pretty bold.
On to the next one. The train just fucking went off the tracks.
Yeah, we've gone off the tracks on that one. So moving on to some other news before we get into college basketball. UFC news this week. We had at UFC Fight Night 103, Yair Rodriguez, TKO, and UFC legend BJ Penn in the second round as he returned to the ring.
You already know how I feel about BJ Penn.
I know, you're a BJ Penn hater.
No, see, there's that damn word again, that millennial word, hater.
Whoa.
Yeah,
You just call me a millennial.
Well, you use their words, aren't you?
No, hater was used way before the millennials.
No, I kid with you, but no, seriously, I am a BJ Penn hater. I am. I really am. Because
the first step is admitting your problem.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
12 steps.
Sure. But no, man. I mean, yes, he can jump out of a pool onto the side of the pool. That's awesome. Yes, he's the prodigy, this, that. You know what? Here's what I remember. I remember him getting his ass kicked in the biggest and most baddest of fights that he ever had. Prove me wrong.
No, that's true. All his big fights, he's gotten knocked out for the most part.
Or he went the distance and got outclassed. I mean, listen, and this is the thing too. I am willing to accept and admit his talent. If he would literally stop fucking around, had he been in his prime and stopped fucking around, he would have been the champion for a long goddamn time. Not just holding the belt for a little bit. I mean, he did get his hands on the belt for a little bit, did he not?
Yeah, he did. He had the belt for a little while.
But he didn't hold on for it very long, did he?
No, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chuck Liddell knocked him out.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just,
But you gotta admit,
Chuck Liddell knocked everybody out.
there was a time there where there were some boss guys fighting the UFC.
George St. Pierre,
Yeah.
Matt Hughes,
yeah.
Chuck Liddell.
Oh, yeah. All those
Anderson
guys.
the Spider Silva, yeah.
All those guys. All those guys are great fighters, and that was back when they had a really good class of fighters.
Deep talent pool.
Yeah, real deep talent. But as far as I'm concerned, BJ Penn, you should have never came back. You should have just stayed retired like you were. 12 years is a long time in between fights.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at Ronda Rousey, took off a whole year and still got her ass kicked.
Not only did she get her ass kicked, she got her ass kicked. She better be happy that Herb Dean called that damn fight when he did, because if not, she was about to be getting fucking soup sandwich like a motherfucker. She was gonna be done. Y'all know what a soup sandwich is? You don't? Well, here, let me break it down for you motherfuckers right quick. A soup sandwich is when someone fucks you up so bad, all you're eating for the next 6 weeks is soup sandwiches through a straw because you don't got a jaw. It's been broken. That's what a soup sandwich is. We also have another term for soup sandwich. We retired that one out of respect. We just call him Mugwai now in remembrance. We will not call him soup sandwich. But anyway, that's what we're getting at here. And that's what she was about to be had he not called that fight, because I think she was having flashbacks to when Holly Holm kicked her in the fucking face so hard it broke her jaw. And I think she was remembering those soup sandwiches, and she didn't want no more of them.
No, definitely not.
She backed away and put her hands down. She was done.
Yep. And they jumped in right then, and it was over.
Right.
So, speaking of legends, this Saturday on Bellator, a legend will make his return to the octagon. Former UFC bad boy Chael Sonnen will be squaring off against the former UFC Huntington bad boy Tito Ortiz this Saturday in Bellator 170. And I'm telling you right now, Chael Sonnen is talking a lot of shit on Tito Ortiz, saying you had nobody to fight back in the day when you were fighting. You were fighting a bunch of nobodies. You're not a good fighter. You need to retire and quit trying to fight.
You know, you got the OG bad boy, the Huntington Beach bad boy, versus the new age bad boy and Chael Sonnen. And I'm going to tell you right now, both these guys talk a lot of shit, and both of them get their asses kicked frequently. Because if you want to go over the tape, Tito Ortiz has done a lot of shit talking, and I remember him getting his back pushed against the cage with his hands up like a little bitch, getting Chuck Liddell flurried until he got knocked out.
I remember that fight.
And I also remember Chael Sonnen coming out talking a whole bunch of shit versus like pretty much everyone he's ever fought, and then either he gets submitted, knocked out, or, well, knocked out. Usually he's done. Because that's the thing, man. I mean, you can't just sit there and run that yap. But since you got two yap runners, I mean, it's really hard to say who you're going to pick in this one. I mean, Tito Ortiz is old, dude. Tito Ortiz is old now, man. Like, Chael Sonnen, if you lose this fight, you need to retire and shut your mouth. For real, dude. Like, you should be able to blindfold yourself and Mr. Miyagi this motherfucker. You really should.
I mean, yeah, Chael Sonnen is almost probably about half his age.
Do you remember that shit that he talked about? Like, this is when he first got into UFC. I'll never forget this shit because it made me laugh. He was talking about fighting someone. He's like, that's right. I'm going to fight you. I'm not going to lay on my back. I'm a Republican. I don't fucking lay on my back with another. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about, man? Like, what? Just shut up and fight. Like,
yeah. A lot of that. I remember some of the
Tyler
promos.
looked at me and was like, what the fuck was that?
I remember some of the promos that Tito Ortiz used to cut.
Oh, God.
And they were great. Especially on like BJ Penn, Chuck Liddell, talking shit on them. And then both of them come out, beat the shit out of Tito Ortiz.
I remember Chuck Liddell come out swinging, and he just was like, he looked like what happens when one of them kids from the suburbs who's never even hit a punching bag in their life, like, comes up against a kid who's like, doesn't matter like where he's from, he's just scrappy. Like, you know, them kids that just swing and knock people out. Like, honestly, if I could refer it to a different, more simpler time, I remember back when Sammy Mumford wanted to pull a knife out when he was getting in a fight with the Hagens brothers in Georgetown. They met up right there beside the old gym, and they were talking shit, and he come out, and, you know, they were like, get out of the car, and they punched him through the damn car, and he got pissed off and come out with a knife, and all I remember hearing Loon go, oh, you want to blow a fucking knife? And then, bam, Loon struck that sumbitch, he dropped the knife, and then Loon proceeded to literally give him, like, it was a 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece, and then biscuits. All day biscuits. Like, it was over with. Loon beat his ass. And I was like, and I was laughing the whole time. And literally, like, Sammy was getting his ass kicked. Like, he come up off the ground because he was getting punched in the head. And he was all, like, woozy and shit. And he tried to pull Loon up and slam him. He slammed him into fucking Brent Humphrey's truck, put a dent in it. But, dude, Loon just got pissed off and started fucking mopping him again. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, it was bad. If anybody's ever seen something like that, you know, like, if you ever watch somebody get their ass whooped, you know, like, you're just like, oh, shit, this is bad. Because, I mean, he's just wham, 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 wham. I was like, oh, shit.
I don't know if it was just the school he went to or what that caused fights like that, but I remember seeing a fight like that myself in high school, same high school.
No, we got dirty in our high school. We ain't gonna tell you where we went. Our high school was straight dirty, and for where we went to school, you'd think that there was just a bunch of fucking farmers, fucking cows, and raising corn. Listen, man, there's fucking people scrapping everywhere at our school. It was literally scrap central. No shit.
I mean, no lie, our class got kicked out of 3 out of the 4 pep rallies. And the last one was because we were taking juniors and sophomores and throwing them down the bleachers because they were trying to come up and grab our signs. Because we were saying sophomores suck, juniors suck, like kids do.
Y'all are a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
We rule this shit.
And they tried to run up on us, and we just pretty much chunked them down the steps.
I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. You going back down. That's
Exactly. And the funny thing is I wasn't even up in the stands when it happened. I was down videotaping it for the AV club, and I got the whole thing on tape. And they were trying to get me to turn the tape in, and I'm like, no, we're not going to turn the tape in. That's ours. And they're like, well, it's school property. Blah 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 blah. We ended up giving it to them after a big fight. Me and Miss Barlow fought him on that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given them how to destroy it.
I wanted to, but Miss Barlow said I could, and she's like, "You'll probably get suspended or expelled for it." And I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, fair. Well, I don't know. You know me. I was stupid back in them days.
Yeah, you were dumb, but young and dumb. But
no, I was bold.
I was smart. I was strategic when I was, but I had, I was near my end of the run anyway. So, it was my senior year or so. But let's get back to what we were talking about. We just went off on a 10-minute tangent, and I know you probably don't want to hear any of that.
That was my fault. We were talking about fighting.
Yeah, well, let's get back to fighting real quick. I have one more UFC story, and let's try to stay on track on this one. And it's a big one. You'll like this one. UFC President Dana White on the Colin Cowherd Show has offered Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather each $25 million for a boxing match between the two.
What the fuck are you bitches babbling about?
That's what I'm talking about. Neither of them two gonna fight. I mean, listen, McGregor will fight anytime, anywhere. That little Irish fucker does not give a shit. He'll fight that motherfucker in a cow pasture. He does not care where they fight. All he cares about is who's getting paid, when are we getting paid, and when are we fighting. And Floyd, on the other hand, he's got all the money he needs. $25 million ain't. That's a fucking another bank account to open for him. That ain't nothing. That's a pride issue. It ain't gonna be no amount of money gonna buy Floyd Mayweather for this fight. You're gonna have to offer him something more. And honestly, you're gonna have to play at his ego and be like, look, we'll make this count toward your fucking legacy. If you can beat this homeboy in a match, you are now 50-0. You're now undefeated champion over Rocky Marciano. You are now truly the GOAT, if you want to call him that, which I'm not, because he cherry picks the shit out of his competition, which leads me to the fact of why I played the clip for you. What the fuck are you bitches babbling about? Because Floyd Mayweather is a fight dodger, a cherry picker, and a motherfucking ass bitch. All he does is dance and do defensive boxing. I don't want to hear all of your bullshit counter arguments. I don't give a fuck. He dodged Pacquiao in 2008 when it fucking mattered. Shut the fuck up. I'll hear nothing that you've got to say. You can say, oh, they fought and he won. You know what? Fuck you. Do you want to see Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fight now? Even though fuck, you got to dig one of them up. But
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, you want to see them? Did you ever want to see them two eating Geritol, fucking Metamucil, and then fight? No, the fuck you didn't. You wanted to see them fight when they were in their prime. You don't ever want to see two guys out of their prime not fight. You don't want to see that, do you? I mean, I sure as fuck don't.
And I mean, Mayweather was a bitch about that Pacquiao fight. I mean, he waited till the last possible minute when Pacquiao was almost at the end of his career
to
fight him. And you're like, really? If you fought both of them in the prime, it would have been a hell of a fight. But you know what? He didn't want to do that because he was afraid of tarnishing his record. Wow. But, I mean, me personally, I believe McGregor can beat Mayweather.
Punches and bunches, dude. I think that's why he'll dodge this fight. Because, look, Pacquiao in his prime would have thrown 1,400 punches at him. And at least 400 would have connected. And he would have went down. That's why he wouldn't fight him, because punches and bunches. And McGregor can do the same thing. He's fast.
And McGregor is a CMF. You know what CMF is, right?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Crazy motherfucker.
Indeed.
I would not want to fight him, especially because, even in the timeline, which I'm going to talk about here in a second, because this has been going on for a while now. And it's been a lot of back and forth bullshit. Mayweather talking shit. McGregor talking back to shit. Going back and forth like a couple of bitches.
I tell them both, if y'all ain't going to fight, shut the fuck up and quit talking shit. Literally, if you're going to talk shit, y'all better be fighting.
But all this started actually back in July of 2015 on the Conan O'Brien show. McGregor was asked if he would fight Mayweather in a fight. And McGregor answered, duh. If you're asking would I like to fight Mayweather, I mean, who would not like to fight? I'm sorry, who would not like to dance around the ring for $180 million?
He's got a point. He's got a point.
That's where it all started. That's where the first, shot was fired.
He's got a point, though. I mean, listen, I challenge any of y'all. Go out there and watch all the tape. All the man does is hug, defend, dance. I mean, when's the last time you actually saw Floyd Mayweather for a solid minute go toe-to-toe with anyone? At any point. Actual in the middle of the ring for a solid minute going toe-to-toe trading blows. I'll fucking wait.
Yeah, I will too, because I can't think of any time.
Me neither.
Every fight he's punching and bunching and punching and then running.
And everyone calls it the sweet science, and that's part. Listen, I don't care what your excuse is. I mean, if you're going to be a fighter, then fight. If all you're going to do is defend, and counter every once in a blue moon, listen, there's 100 million people that can do that. Maybe they don't do it as good as you do, but that's not special, man. Special would be actually fight all the best. Like back in the day when my dad was growing up, the best fought the best nonstop, and the best always wanted the best. They didn't want no fucking scrubs. Sugar Ray Leonard wanted fucking Roberto Duran again after getting his ass whipped by him the first fight. And then went back and actually, instead of brawling with him, started to use that sweet science, like actually sticking and moving, jabbing and moving, and guess what he did? He made Roberto Duran say no mas. And that was the fight heard around the world. Yeah. Because he made Roberto Duran fucking quit.
I mean, look at Rumble in the Jungle. And Rumble in the Jungle 2. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali, Frazier. I mean, great fight. So, after that, we had a lot more going back and forth between the two. Then on May 6th of 2016, Dana White disputed the story, saying it's just a tabloid story. On May 9th, Mayweather admitted that he started the rumor about the fight. Then on May 20th, Mayweather tells TMZ that he offered McGregor $50 million for the fight. Which, of course, McGregor being McGregor, he's not going to let that fly. And 2 days later, McGregor answered back by saying that hashtag pound for pound, I'm the better fighter. I don't care. I don't need him. Then, on November 30th, McGregor obtained the boxing license in California, which seemed really interesting. Kind of made everybody think, all right, well, is this really going to happen?
I mean, he could be just getting a license to do a fight if UFC is in fact doing one in California, because I could see that. But then again, you never know. It's like you might be getting a license to train and fight in that state. I mean, to me personally, I wouldn't get excited until you see these guys getting a permit to fight in Texas. Because if they're going to do that fight, that shit's going to be in Jerry World. You can bet your ass.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be.
Where it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big fight. And who else? Where else would you want to have it? But in Arlington Stadium.
I mean, you can pack more people in that motherfucker. That jumbotron is stupid good. I mean.
Oh yeah, you can see it from any direction.
And Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is like the master of putting on a fucking good show. I don't care what any of y'all say. Listen, how I know that's true? Because up until this year, the Cowboys were 8-8 and fucking sucked. And guess what? Merchandising sales out the ass. Seats packed. Jerry World booming. You tell me.
So we'll have to keep an eye on this and see what happens with this story. See if the McGregor Mayweather fight happens or not. I don't think it's going to happen because I think Mayweather's going to do what he does best, and he's going to duck and dodge and run his mouth, and that's going to be all that's going to happen with it because he's never going to be happy with a figure or anything like that. So terms. He'll bitch about terms. He'll bitch about money.
Drug
He'll-
testing.
Drug testing. He'll bitch whatever he can bitch about.
And then when
Just
they're
not to
fucking
fight.
68 years old, they'll finally fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be a fucking grandfather classic.
So I want to move on now to our next story, which is they also just announced today the 2017 Baseball Hall of Fame. And there's 3 guys that made it into the Hall of Fame this year, which me personally, I want to talk about this after I talk about some of the players that made it in and who didn't. I think more than 3 players need to go in the Hall of Fame at a time.
Fair enough. I can understand your argument. But then again, it is the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of, well, a bunch of guys.
But there was a lot of good guys that really deserved to make it in this year. Some guys that didn't, but I mean, I don't know. Like 3 guys, I was disappointed when I saw that only 3 guys made it, and all the players that were up for eligibility for it. Me personally, I was like, man, there were some other good guys that should have made it that people are not voting for that they really should vote for.
Good thing there's multiple ballots. We'll give them a round of applause, though, for the top 3, and then we'll name them. Hats out to you, top 3. We really do believe that you actually deserve to make it. I did. I personally believe that the 3 that made it deserved to be there.
So our first nominee, or actually, I'm sorry, not nominee, first Hall of Famer,
There you go.
Jeff Bagwell, got 86.2% of the vote. Last year, he only got 71.6%. He had 7 people vote for him. He was the 1991 NL Rookie of the Year, 1994 NL MVP of the award, and now it's going to be inducted with former player Craig Biggio. I remember Biggio and Bagwell.
Hey, the 2 Bs, man. Bombers.
I'm telling you, those guys were nasty back in the day.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
So, Jeff Bagwell, they got that one right.
Correct.
Next one, we have Tim Raines, got 86% of the vote. 2016 only got 69.8% of the vote. Had 10 votes this year. So this was his final year of being on the ballot. So lucky enough they put him in, because next year they would have took him off the ballot and he would have been eligible again for a while.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, because it eventually runs out, does it not?
It does eventually run out. I think after so many times they take you off the ballot.
And that's it.
And that's it.
See, that's sad. But, hey, it's also, again, it's the prestige of the Hall of Fame.
I mean, it's not like the WWE Hall of Fame, no offense, but where they put just about anybody in there sometimes. I mean, they have a Hall of Fame celebrity wing, and I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. They have Pete Rose in there. They have
Donald Trump in
Donald
there.
Trump is in there. Snoop Dogg's in there. I mean, come on, guys. This is like, let's just put anybody. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in there. I mean, they put anybody in there.
Is
So
my grandmother in there? Is your grandmother? They should be.
I mean, they
Everybody
should
else
be,
is in
yeah.
there.
Why not? I should be in there. I'm a celebrity.
That's right.
You're a celebrity. You should be in there too.
For real.
So Tim Raines made it in, and our third and final one is Ivan Rodriguez. He got 76% of the vote, just above the 75% you need to make it in. He's a 13-time Gold Glove winner, 1999 AL MVP, and he had a nickname of Pudge. I know you remember that, watching baseball back in the day.
I do. I do remember that.
Hell of a catcher back in the day.
He was. I mean, he deserved to get in just simply on his merits, because at his position, he was feared big time.
Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the guys that did not make it in. We have Trevor Hoffman, who received 74% of the vote. He just missed it out by 1%.
Oh no! We suck again!
Yeah, you really do. That was 1%, dude. God.
Last year he only had 67.3%, so he did go up a lot. So I think he'll definitely maybe make it next year. I think he'll lead probably the 2018 class.
You're probably right about that. You are. And he'll likely get in next time. Unless bigger names swamp him.
Another person that just almost made it in, and he was pretty big back in the day, Vladimir Guerrero. He had 71.7% of the vote. And of course, like I said, you need 75% to get in. He's a 2004 AL MVP, hit 318 with 449 home runs of his career, and was a powerhouse. I remember when he played for the Orioles, and he hit the shit out of the ball.
Yeah, he's on the cusp of getting in, but then again, he's one of those players that might, forever be in that cursed range where you just don't get that percentage to pile over.
Now, he's another one I think is going to be guaranteed in next year.
Think so?
I think next year will be his year. Him and Hoffman will be definitely two in next year. So our next person is Edgar Martinez. He got 58.6% of the vote, had a .312 batting average, and a .418 on-base percentage, and had 309 home runs in his career. So it's not a bad career. Pretty close. He was up from last year. He had 43.4% of the vote. So he has moved up a little bit. Maybe not next year, maybe the year after that.
But he better hope it gets done soon, because I'm telling you, it's one of those things where you can keep going up and up in percentages, but if you get bigger names coming on the board, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, look what happened when Greg Maddux came in. He was almost fucking unanimous. There's just certain guys that, one ballot, that's it.
Yeah, when they come up, they're like automatic. They're in.
Like Randy Johnson, done. Like you don't even think about certain things.
Nolan Ryan.
You don't even think about
Cal
it.
Ripken.
You don't even think about it. That's what I'm talking about. Like you don't. It's not even up for discussion. Everybody already fucking knows.
I mean, look at this guy going to come in. I have one for you, David Ortiz.
And you know what? David Ortiz will be a guaranteed first. Yeah, absolutely. I have no doubt about that. None.
I definitely agree with you. He's definitely going to be a first-time ballot Hall of Famer right off the bat.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Because of what he's done for Boston, you bet your ass.
All right.
On the team that broke the curse, yeah, you bet your ass.
All right, so moving on to our next couple ones are kind of the controversial ones. We have Roger Clemens. He got 54.1% of the votes. Last year, he only got 45.2%, so he has moved up a little bit. I'm starting to wonder if the MLB Hall of Fame is starting to get a little bit soft and, looking to maybe let in these guys that were during that steroid era.
Shit on that. I'm sorry. If you're going to let them in, here's how it's got to be. And I don't really care what any of y'all got to say about this, because this is legitimate. Because it comes down to right and wrong. Is it right that they did steroids? Not necessarily. Is it wrong that they did it? Not necessarily. Personally, on a level of a consumer of the sport, I like it when y'all are on roids. You're jacking more home runs, you're throwing the ball harder, you're running hard. I don't mind that. But there's a little thing in life called rules and regulations. And there's do's and don'ts. And when an organization lays down a very fundamental set of rules that says you do this and you don't do this, if they tell you not to do steroids, don't do them. And I know what all you assholes are out there saying, oh, but these two guys never fucking got caught dirty. They never got caught dirty. You know what? Everybody has a fucking crackhead in their family that hasn't been caught smoking crack in 10 years, but guess what? They're still a fucking crackhead, aren't they? Just because they haven't been caught doesn't mean that's not what they are. And I'm just tired of this nonsense, because y'all know they did steroids. I mean, Barry Bonds was a skinny twig in Pittsburgh, and when he finished out his career in fucking San Francisco, he was a goddamn silverback ape.
His head was bigger than his body.
I mean, his head swelled up. I mean, come on, people. Really? I mean, do I have to hang a sign for you? I mean, listen, I don't care if these players do this shit, but if you're going to do it, you go into the Hall of Fame with an asterisk on your name, on an asterisk. You do. You have to. There has to be some kind of something to denote that the fact that you didn't do this like Hank Aaron. You didn't do this like Babe Ruth. Like, these guys drank beer, ate hot dogs, and fucked women. They didn't have steroids. They smoked cigars and shit. Like, this, I want y'all to understand this. Like, it's a different time in baseball, and that's fine. But don't sit there and tell me that these now current players being juiced up are better than the greats. Because if you're going to tell me that, then why do they need the fucking juice to do it?
Now, my question to you would be, and I know you're probably going to say, fuck no. I already know your answer probably, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Maybe should they just take all the guys that are the questionable steroid guys, have one class and throw them all in and get it over with, and that's it?
Yes, under one condition.
What's
Yeah,
that?
they have their own separate wing, the steroid era.
Or asterisk.
Or you put them in their own wing that basically says, these are players that did these great things, but it's questionable. I'm sorry. I mean, it's questionable. And everybody out there knows. I mean, let me ask you this. What about Sammy Sosa? You know, he had like 3 great years, I know, but I'm just saying, Mark McGwire, all these steroid using dudes, they were great for the sport. So by that concept and by that logic, you want to put them in the Hall of Fame. But again, these guys broke all these long-standing records, and they used performance-enhancing drugs to do it. And it was, I mean, if it was illegal, it was illegal. If it wasn't, then it wasn't. But the fact is this is a prestigious Hall of Fame. Just don't let anyone in it. And to me, it almost feels like you're shitting on the guys that are in it right now by letting guys like that in. So if anything, you ask the guys that are in, that are currently alive, you ask them how they feel about it. And if they vote to let your ass in, then by all means. But if they say fuck no, then you don't get in.
I don't see Cal Ripken, Nolan Ryan kind of guys that didn't use enhancement drugs and did it the right way, letting these guys into the Hall of Fame.
You think Greg Maddox is cool with that?
No, hell no. I mean, especially because he didn't use that kind of stuff.
You think Randy Johnson's cool with that?
Oh, hell no. Randy Johnson would be the first one to say no.
You think Yogi Bear's rolling in his grave?
Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Ty Cobb.
I mean, listen, Sandy
Jackie
Koufax did
Robinson.
what he did without steroids and in such a short career. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys, I mean, if you're going to let them in, you got to have a caveat.
I mean, at this point, if you're going to let them in, you might as well go ahead and let Pete Rose in then.
Exactly. No, for real. That's a damn good lot. And everyone's like, oh, steroids is nowhere near what he did. Listen, cheating's cheating. I mean, you can put a silk hat on a pig. It's still a fucking pig, isn't it?
I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. And I think it's a shame that they're letting something like that. I mean, yes, granted, yes, it's big. He cheated. But if you're going to let the guys that cheated to use steroids, why can't you let the guy that cheated doing the betting thing in? I mean, it's really one and the same.
Cheating is cheating. It's just a different form.
I mean, yes, if you're going to put them in their own wing, I agree with that. If you're going to put them in, you're going to put them in the wing that's like the asterisk wing, or I made it in because, you know, of a certain reason, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm not sure exactly what, you know, where they should name it, but, you know, before I'm sure an asterisk is all right with me because, I mean, those guys, to me, I agree with you as far as the fact that steroids should not be used in sports. And it enhances what you do and your strength and your skills and all that. And I think if you use them, then you should be kicked out of the sport.
Or if you're going to use them, everybody has to use them.
Yeah, exactly, which I don't think would be a good thing because you have the roid rage and, you know, all that, you know, the steroid, you know, with the steroid use, with the concussions leading to what happened
Be a
with
lot of
Benoit.
violent outbursts.
Remember what happened with Benoit?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was steroids.
That was right down the road in Atlanta, too.
Steroids and concussion led to that. So, I mean, you can imagine steroids are just a bad thing. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody that you had to use steroids should not be in a Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. What about the wrestlers? You know, they all use steroids. I mean, what about their Hall of Fame?
But their Hall of Fame doesn't count because it's a entertainment Hall of Fame.
It's not like the Cooperstown or it's not like Canton.
No, definitely not.
It
doesn't have that prestige. No.
So it's a different
And I know I'm going to get a
ballgame.
lot of heat from you wrestling fans. You're going to hear this and they're like, oh, you're hating on wrestling. No, I love wrestling, guys.
Listen, Burger's a bigger wrestling fan than like 90% of you fuckers out there. So yeah.
Trust me, I have the WWE Network and I use it at every point of my life because it's great. I love going back and watching all the old stuff.
Burger does is that, like, he actually goes to the local shows and like cuts promos with the local guys, like a guy that actually just made it to the WWE. Like, this motherfucker's about some wrestling.
Yeah, James Ellsworth, the guy just got signed by SmackDown WWE.
Burger's done. He's cut promos and been in the ring with that guy.
I was with that guy and he hit me in the head with a microphone in Ellendale, Delaware. I mean, that was awesome. Now I can say that I got hit in the face by a WWE superstar.
Correct. You can.
I feel like a celebrity now.
Look at you.
See, now when I walk out of the room, I have to turn my head to the side because it's going to be so big.
Yeah, he's like, my head's done swelled up.
Speaking of swollen heads, move on to our next guy, Barry Bonds. 2017, this year he got 53.8%. Last year, 44.3%, so it did go up a little bit. But again, we just talked about all that, so we won't even go back into it and rehash it. Moving on to our next one, and this one, I'd like to see him go in because he was an Oriole, then became a dreaded Yankee. Fuck you, Yankees. I hate you. But Mike Messina got 51.8% of the vote. I think next year he'll definitely make it in next year. I can see him, Hoffman, definitely make it in next year.
Messina did enough. He could. He should make it. Tell you what, I can't wait for baseball to start back up. Being you an Orioles fan and Tracy, even if I ain't there, being a Yankees fan, that's going to be too damn good.
And the last one leading the last bit of the votes, we had Curt Schilling at 45%. Last year he had 52%, so he went down. And I think that's got a lot to do with politics.
And you know what? It does, because if y'all are going to sit there and tell me some bullshit about the other two asshats that should have been in, Curt Schilling should have been a shoo-in. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he pitch for the Red Sox with a bloody ankle?
Oh, yeah.
Like bleeding profusely, and then pitched a masterpiece and won the game?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was definitely happened.
I mean, that game alone should get him into the fucking World Series, but all you fucking Democrat little bitches out there, don't even act like you're not. Y'all are some Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton loving motherfuckers, and it's all about your sensitivity bullshit, because Curt Schilling doesn't mind coming out and saying fuck a bunch of bastards, and it is what it is. Like, call it what it is. If you don't like the fucking reality of the world, then do us all a favor. Go knock yourself off, for real. If you want to live in fucking Fantasyland, do it, but don't take us with you, because there's a lot of us reasonable, sensible-headed motherfuckers out here that don't want anything to do with your bullshit. And that's exactly why Curt Schilling didn't get in. You're right, Burger. You nailed that right on the head.
Sometimes I do that. I hit one right on the head, and you're just like, damn, Burger. You were right on the spot on that one.
And if anybody out there would like to dispute our beliefs that it's political, by all means, let us know what you think, because on his merit alone from baseball, he should have been in. So why ain't he, if it ain't political? Huh?
So, real quick, before we move on to our next topic, I want to talk about just the rest of the guys real quick. I want to run through the rest of the guys that were on the ballot. We had Lee Smith at 34.2%, Manny Ramirez at 23.8%, Larry Walker at 21.9%, your boy from Atlanta, Fred McGriff, 21.7%, Jeff Kent, 16.7%, Gary Sheffield, 13.3%, Billy Wagner, 10.2%, Sammy Sosa, we talked about earlier, 8.6%, Jorge Posada at 3.8%, and then the rest of the guys were at like 0%, but there was a lot of big names. Jason Vartex, Tim Wakefield, Orlando Cabrera, J.D. Drew, Melvin Moore, Arthur Rhodes. So a lot of big names that had 0%, but you know, a lot of them are first timers or second timers, so you know they could pick up some votes next year.
Correct.
But that was the Hall of Fame, and like I said, I don't know. I think they need to have more than 3 people. I understand it's a prestige, but there were some names on there that I think should have made it. Hoffman, Messina, Guerrero.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, you know what you need to get? You need to get your hands on one of those fucking votes.
I do. I need to be
Baseball Writers of America. You need to get your hands on one of them votes.
I need one of those votes, because I'm telling you right now, those 3 guys make it in. You have a 6-person Hall of Fame. That's pretty decent.
It would be better for the sport. I mean, it'd be a better induction. I know that.
I don't know. Like, I watched the announcement today on Facebook Live, and it just didn't impress me. Like, they were like, "Oh yeah, these 3 people made it in." I'm like, okay, where's the rest of them? That's it. 3 guys. That's it.
It's like when someone gives you 3 chicken tenders. You're like, "What the fuck is this? All this will just piss me off. Where's the others?"
Oh, chicken tenders. I got chicken tenders in the refrigerator.
They better not be from Zaxby's, son.
No, KFC.
I was about to say, if they're from Zaxby's, you're done.
But I do have some Zaxby sauce.
Shh, don't you dare bring up Zaxby sauce in front of now. You know how I am about Zaxby sauce. I fucking main vein that shit.
Oh, I know. So let's move on, because we are now at the point of the show, we're going to start talking about college basketball here in a minute. But before we get into that, I know we're more of a college sport kind of show. We kind of veered off a little bit today and talked about some other stuff, wrestling, USC, baseball. I want to talk about the playoffs.
The NFL playoffs?
The NFL playoffs.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what we have to do?
I know. What do we have to do?
Let's get her teed up.
And the playoffs started a couple weeks ago. We had the wild card in the AFC. We had number 4 Houston beating number 5 Oakland 27-14. And this was a team that didn't have Derek Carr, their starting quarterback. They had a lot of injuries in their thing, but they really had no chance. They started off really, really well, and then at the end of the season, after Carr went down, it just went downhill from there.
That was it, yeah. It really was. And everybody knew how that game was going to go. They really did.
Yeah, I mean, no arguing there. I mean, everybody knew Houston was going to kick the shit out of Oakland.
Yeah. I mean, no Derek Carr, no victory.
Exactly. And the other matchup, we had number 3 Pittsburgh defeating number 6 Miami 30-12, and a pretty much ass whooping that everybody expected, because Miami is a good up and coming team, but they're not quite there yet.
I'm sorry, Miami. You practice in 80-degree weather. You are not rolling up into 3-degree territory on Heinz Field in Pittsburgh and winning a playoff game. Sorry. I mean, I don't care what y'all got. I'm sorry. That's not an environment in which you're suited to win.
Moving on to the NFC playoffs, we had number 3 Seattle beating number 6 Detroit 26-6. And I mean, I expected a close game here, and Detroit just did not come to play. Seattle's defense came to play, and they stopped Matt Stafford right from the start of the game to the end, and it was just a one-sided ass whooping.
Detroit's getting better, but they're not there yet.
Not quite there yet.
They need more experience on those lines. But let me tell you, the Lions are actually saying, hey, we're making it to the playoffs, though. I mean, this is the same Lions team that not long ago went 0-16. Remember that shit?
Oh, yeah, that wasn't too long ago.
That was fuck ugly.
Oh, ugly.
Yeah.
Everybody in Detroit was on suicide watch.
Matt Millen fucking couldn't be found. That motherfucker was in a hole.
So, in the other matchup, we had number 4 Green Bay beating number 5 New York Giants 38-13. And Aaron Rodgers, I mean, that game was just absolutely amazing. I remember I walked in and I was talking to you about something in your room, and I was watching the game on my phone. And Aaron Rodgers, with 2 seconds left in the half, threw up a Hail Mary and did what Aaron Rodgers does.
And got it.
Miraculously in the back of the end zone, guy drug his 2 feet inbounds.
Wasn't it Randall Cobb?
It was Randall Cobb, yes. And it was just an amazing catch. And I was just like, holy shit. Green Bay is going to win this game just because of that right there.
To all those out there who obviously don't just understand football or watching film, you cannot give a talented Super Bowl quarterback 5 or more seconds to throw the ball. You just can't. I mean, the best chance you've got is getting him to make mistakes. But if you're going to let Aaron Rodgers sit back there and actually set up in the pocket and then just launch the football, I mean, time and time again, we've seen Green Bay get the better of those kind of balls. Time and time again. I mean, he'll throw a 60-yard bomb, and Jesus Christ, there it is. I mean, sometimes you can't throw it past the 10-yard mark, but you let them throw a bomb, they'll get it. I mean, they caught fire. I mean, Green Bay is on fire right now. Let's be honest. They have caught fire.
So moving on now to the divisional rounds, we had number 1 hated New England Patriots defeating number 4 Houston 34-16. And everybody said this game was not even going to be a close counter. Brady's going to do what Brady does and go out and win.
Listen, he threw 2 interceptions and still managed to whip their ass by double digits. I mean, seriously, like, they even played a shit game, and New England knows they played a shit game. But even Bill Belichick knows, I can get away with a shit game against this bunch, because, listen, all the talent you got on that team, y'all just cannot seem to really gel it. Defense, you can. Don't get me wrong. Y'all got Clowney and Watt and Merciless. I mean, y'all got some talent.
And Watt was injured, so he wasn't even playing.
Right. I mean, you got some talent on that fucking defense. They're good, but your offense, I mean, my God, a 90-year-old limp dick is more effective than y'all's offense.
I mean, Osweiler's not the answer.
No, hell no, he's not.
But they have good wide receivers, and the running back's pretty decent.
But it's like the Houston curse, dude. When's the last time Houston had a decent quarterback? Fucking never.
They're like kind of like the Cleveland Browns.
Right, they just can't get. Maybe they should draft fucking Deshaun.
I mean, he would look pretty good over there.
Maybe they should draft Deshaun, dude. Seriously.
I've heard Kansas City, or not Kansas City, Arizona.
Arizona would be a good fit because Bruce Arians, man, he'll teach Deshaun how to fucking be a champion. He really will.
And I mean, sitting under Palmer for a couple years before he retires.
I mean, Palm job ain't really all that great. I mean, I call him Palm job because
But he'll learn the offense in 2 years while Palmer finishes his career out.
And Palmer is a very mature quarterback, and it'd be good. He would be a good learning block for him because, listen, Carson Palmer didn't need the money when he went to Arizona. That motherfucker's stacked. He's just getting paid on top of already being paid. And this man ain't never won a Super Bowl. I mean, shit. For all intents and purposes, he kind of sucks. He does just enough to, kind of get your wiener moving a little bit, and then boom, nothing.
So moving on to the other divisional AFC game, we had number 3 Pittsburgh defeating number 2 Kansas City 18-16, and what was one hell of a game. I watched this game from start to finish, and it was a drag 'em out fight. It was awesome. I mean, both teams played hard till the end. And of course, on the 2-point conversion at the end of the game, Cleese of Kansas City got hit with a hold. Ended up bringing back because they made it in the end zone. So they tied the game up, but then it came back because of the hold for Cleese. Went for it a second time and missed it.
See, I like to remind people that Pittsburgh did not score any touchdowns that game. 6 field goals. 6. I hate to tell the Steeler Nation out there, but you ain't 6 field goals ain't getting it done against fucking Big Bad Brady and the boys next. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
Y'all better get your shit. Y'all need to get your shit together quick.
And they have good people out there.
The only person they need to get rid of right now is Martavis Bryant. And I know that's a Clemson guy, but Martavis is a fucking disaster. He's a head case. And I'm sorry, but listen, there ain't very many Clemson people willing to admit he's a Clemson guy.
So did you actually hear what happened? There was a big headline this week, too, with that. I don't know if you heard about this. The wide receiver Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
Apparently, he thought it was a great idea to say, all right, I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to hit record on Facebook Live, and I'm going to record our post-game talk with Mike Tomlin.
Let me guess, they were talking shit, weren't they?
Well, Tomlin basically called the Patriots assholes.
Well, they are a bunch of assholes.
Well, I mean, yes, if the shoe fits, if the asshole fits, then yes.
No, yeah, they definitely wear that shoe, because they are certainly assholes.
But apparently he's going to be in trouble. He's going to get fined pretty heavily by the team for that, because that breaks the media policy. Plus, he's going to get fined by the NFL too. So, don't move by Brown. Just play the game. Don't try to be all cool and record your somewhere you should not be recording.
That cutesy shit just cost you 100 G's, bro.
Easily.
By the time they stack the fines up, it's going to be about 100 G's.
Let's just say I heard Mike Tomlin talk about it, and he sounds pissed. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh fucking throws a hammer at his ass.
Well, Pittsburgh's a storied franchise. They're a no-nonsense bunch. I mean, if they tell you not to do something, you better not fucking do it. And if you do it, they're going to come down hard. I mean, that's fucking Steel City, bro.
So moving on to the NFC, we have number 2 Atlanta beating number 3 Seattle 36-20, and Atlanta's offense just absolutely looked fantastic, and their defense looked really good too.
Hey man, our boy Vic Beasley coming off that edge, man. He done got with Chuck Smith in the offseason, learned him a mess of things or two about pass rushing, and now all of a sudden he's come on like a monster. I mean, let me ask you something. If I'd asked you back when that Vic Beasley was going to be a better pass rusher than Jadeveon Clowney, you probably would have told me I was smoking crack.
I would have.
But look, Who's the best pass rusher in football?
Oh yeah, definitely. You're right.
Beasley,
Beasley
not
is.
even close.
Oh yeah, definitely. In Atlanta, I mean, Matty Ice is looking like Matty Ice.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I want to see though. I want to see how he does in the big time. Now he's in the big time. He's in the NFC Championship game. The Super Bowl is right fucking there. You can almost taste it. What do you do?
Last time he did that was guess who?
Oh, I know who.
49ers.
And he got his ass whipped.
Yep. If I remember straight, it was like 30-3, I think, or something like
It
that.
was ass kicking.
It was bad.
Real bad.
Matty Ice had nothing for 49ers defense. I do remember that, but that was the last time they made it.
That was a good damn Niners defense, too. The Packers D ain't nowhere near that talented.